Well, no one is napping, so we're gonna do our your fear. Boop. Your fear now. Just get it out of the way. Stop touching it with your toes. This week's theme is how do we share our fears? And this is an interesting one. Mostly because now is the time when we're starting to visit family. There we go. Catching up with people over the holidays. Seeing people that we haven't seen before if you're flying back to your hometown, that sort of thing. We're communicating more with people that we don't see on a regular basis. We're sending Christmas cards out, or in some cases, we completely forgot to do Christmas cards, so we're not doing Christmas cards. I just lost track of time somewhere along the way. I haven't quite figured out how. So how do we share our fears? Some of us make YouTube videos and start a year of fear and sort through it and get over it. Other people journal. Some people have best friends that you gossip with, about, just share it with a few friends. Some people share it with a lot of friends. How do you share your fears? Some people lash out. Some people lash out. And other people just pretend absolutely nothing is wrong. I think that's my least favorite kind of people. Mostly because I'm a bad liar and I absolutely hate haunted houses. So, and roller coasters that go backwards. I fear a lot of things. Zombies. I fear zombies a lot. But I've been on roller coasters that go backwards. I have done things that I'm afraid of. If the zombie apocalypse happens, I don't want to say I'm ready. I would say I'm modestly prepared in that I can do a lot of things on our own. And if it happens during spring and summer, I'm good. I know how to grow a garden, know how to protect the homestead. We got the basics. If it happened now, be screwed, man. It's winter. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I do. So how do we share our fears? I'd like to think that most of us do. I don't believe that's true though. I don't. Yeah. I hope that at least we are honest with ourselves about our fears. Truly. But not always. I mean, even me, sometimes I'm like, well, I don't mind finding another job because, I know eventually I'm going to have to. The agencies kind of started out as temporary and ended up being...
Stop that.
You.
Stop that.
You. Ended up being permanent. They offered me pretty much just an ongoing thing. But no health benefits. And so we would like more. But even though everyone says the economy is great, it's still very difficult to find certain jobs. If I could weld, I'd just work my way across the country, raking in $1 bajillion. Gracious, cover your mouth, have a drink. But I can't weld. I'd love to go back to school for welding, except that, I have progressive bifocals, and I'm pretty sure that would be an issue. However, I'm fantastic at arts and crafts, and I'm pretty sure the OCD would kick in with the welding, and I would do awesome work. And I like fire, but completely off topic. How do we face our fears? How do we look in the mirror and say, I'm afraid of X? How am I going to deal with that? Well, part of how I'm going to deal with it is that I'm going to talk with people that I trust and love and find comfort, get some advice, maybe find a more realistic kind of sounding board, because I'm terrified of zombies. Zombies aren't real yet. And when I have terrible nightmares about the zombie apocalypse, I will typically text someone who I know is up, since I have amazing friends all over. Somebody is almost always up. And, you know, they'll text me back, nope, it's not happening, you're cool. And I'll calm myself down for 10 minutes and go back to bed. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, Dean's a little sleepy. Yeah, he's got that cough. Audrey's visiting. One of my fears is always going to be about the kids, honestly. And I think that that's a pretty typical fear for any parent, any good parent. No judgment. Oh, yeah, I see, sissy. I see. How do you share those fears? Because you kind of sound crazy. Especially in the beginning, I had a tremendous fear of leaving the kids, like, anywhere. Meaning, like, they stay home with the babysitter and I leave. Just because I felt powerless and out of control. And as a first-time mother, that was something I had no comparison for. Like, I'd read, you know, people say, yeah, I didn't want to leave because I love them. I didn't want to be far away from them. I didn't want to leave because I was terrified they were going to stop breathing or something would happen to them or a car would crash through the window. Like, it could, absolutely outlandish things that would never happen. But they pop into your mind and you're like, oh my God, what if that happens? Pretty sure you can't stop that sort of thing from happening. But that was a really difficult fear for me to overcome. How did I share that? I told people, I said I don't want to leave the kids. And so we compromised, especially with my mom. My mom was very gracious, having not had her own kids. Do your nose. So she didn't understand the hormones and the swings and the craziness. So she'd send pictures, and that really helped me kind of come through that alive and with some sanity intact. Yes, baby, Oma. Not a lot, but some. And being able to call. Being able to, yes, baby, being able to video stuff through the Apple phones was great too. It is. It's a fantastic sanity saver. I'm much better now, but I still some days those hormones kick in, and they're like, what if there's a shooting at a school? Well, the likelihood of that happening is like very close to zero. But if it happened, oh my gosh, I'd feel like the worst mother ever. So you can't really tell what's crazy hormones and what, you know. Well, I just pretty much assume anything outlandish is crazy hormones. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, I'd just carry the kids around with me in like a pouch somehow. I don't know. I love the kids, but you know, you gotta have a life too. I mean, not yet. For another 10 years, right? When do kids start being independent? No. I love you. So how do we face that fears? Thankfully a lot of people, wow, that's a messy. A lot of people share, and I think that's a very great way of doing it. A lot of people journal, just get things out of your head. I love doing that. That really helps me kind of reflect on things. But how do you do it? So your fear last month, second to last week. How do we share our fears? It's been an interesting time. A lot of people, unfortunately, it is a season for our elderly to become sick and hurt and for things to be a little more serious simply because of the cold weather. And my grandfather in Indiana was hospitalized for pneumonia. So he could be fine, thank goodness, but he's 85. So anything at that age is relatively serious. But we're grateful he's okay. He's coming home tomorrow. And we'll check up on him. You know, always tell people you love them. Always tell people that you miss them. And try to make more time to reach out to people. That's going to be one of my goals in the new year. Don't forget, we are doing the Year of Joy. I've completely solidified. Had all sorts of fantastic, great signs. So I'm going to start laying out some really cool stuff to do. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. I'm counting this as a discussion because It's 10 minutes already. So, yes. 2 for 1. Oh, yeah. Have a great week. I love you. Catch up with the cards on Facebook because we had a lot of fun doing that. Audrey got out her mini cards. It's adorable. So have a great week. I love you. Next week is going to be fun. Last week is going to be awesome. So reach for the stars. I love you guys. Bye.